Okay, so if you're an HR professional, you know this feeling, right? Like managing this controlled chaos.
Haven't we?
You've got compliance, global stuff, state benefits, then recruitment, culture. It's all on your plate.
And historically, that meant juggling, what, half a dozen different software systems?
Exactly. And none of them talk to each other. It's just information overload.
Yeah, endless data entry. You end up with strategic people buried in spreadsheets. It's not ideal.
Not at all. So our deep dive today, we're really going to unpack this emerging strategy. We're looking at these complete cloud-based HR management systems. Well, it's called an HR cloud. And how they're trying to tackle this huge fragmentation problem. We want to go beyond just the features, you know?
Right. Understand the how. How do they actually weave together core operations, talent, culture, make it one life cycle?
Precisely.
And this whole investigation, it really hinges on something we kept seeing in the sources, this trend, this tension, really, between specialization and integration.
The best of breed idea. Bob.
Yeah, exactly, the Bobby philosophy. Companies want the best tool for recruiting, the best for payroll, and, well, rightly so.
Sure, makes sense.
So the HR cloud idea isn't about forcing one giant system on everyone. It's more like building an environment.
An ecosystem.
Yeah, an ecosystem where all those specialized best-of-breed tools can actually thrive together. So you don't have to choose between great features and having data in one place.
That tension is fascinating, though, because if that integration bit fails...
Oh, the whole model just collapses. It becomes another silo.
Right. Okay, so before we get into the connectivity part, let's talk foundations. Core HR. The necessary stuff, the nuts and bolts.
Yeah, the things that have to work efficiently day to day.
And the ROI, the return on investment here, it seems like it should be pretty quick. If the system delivers.
Well, that's the claim. Look at new hire onboarding. The platform says it helps companies onboard people 3 times faster.
3 times.
And cut total onboarding time by like 60% using automated workflows. But you got to ask, okay, where does that time actually go?
It's not just a fancy interface making it feel faster, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's the compliance automation underneath. Think about I-9s, state tax forms, getting policy sign-offs.
All that paperwork.
Right. If the software pulls data across forms, handles the document storage, sends the reminders automatically.
Yeah.
Well, then that 60% cut starts to sound plausible.
Okay, I see. You're taking out the manual chasing part.
Pretty much. It turns that tedious checklist into a standard, digital, enforceable workflow.
So they're onboarded. Now you need that single place for their info.
Yeah.
The sources talk a lot about the HRIS system, the employee database, the single source of truth. But in this kind of connected ecosystem, that term, single source of truth, it sounds like it carries a lot of technical weight.
Oh, it absolutely does. The HRIS isn't just a digital filing cabinet for names and addresses anymore.
Right.
It's the master data record. Every other system, the time clock, performance reviews, benefits, whatever, it has to pull from that central source.
So it needs to be robust.
Very. Managing employee records, history, maybe really complex pay structures, benefits tiers. And the key is ensuring data is consistent and like instantly available everywhere else.
Consistency, yeah, that's vital. And this core layer also handles the day-to-day stuff, right? Like time off tracking, PTO requests, leave management.
All those daily frictions. It's about smoothing those out.
Makes sense.
And, you know, simplifying the end of the life cycle is just as critical as the start.
Offboarding.
Yeah. The platform includes tools for compliance and exits, detailed checklists, workflows for when someone leaves.
So getting company assets back, cutting off system access.
Exactly. All that needs to be immediate, streamlined, final paperwork. The compliance angle has to be baked right in. No loose ends.
Okay. So once those core operations are hopefully running smoothly, attention shifts. It goes to growth, right?
Yeah.
Talent management, getting people in and helping them develop.
Yep. So on the acquisition side, you've got the Recruit ATS, the applicant tracking system. It's built right in.
Not just a job board link.
No. It's the gateway. Candidate data from the application gets structured immediately. So when you make an offer, boom, it populates the main HRIS record.
So the new hire doesn't have to fill out their name and address 5 times?
Precisely. Avoids that redundant data entry right from day one.
Okay, so they're in. Now you want to keep them, grow them. How does the performance review part work? Is it just the old annual form, but digital?
Hopefully not. It really seems to be pushing towards continuous performance management. That's the key takeaway.
Ongoing check-ins, 360 feedback.
Exactly. So performance insights aren't locked away until review season. Managers, peers, they're giving feedback, ideally constructive feedback, all year round.
Which feels more useful for teams today.
Much more. And the system captures those conversations, helps measure progress, links it back to bigger company goals. It's meant to be dynamic.
And what about industries with lots of shift workers? The sources mention retail, manufacturing, hospitality. Scheduling's huge there.
Absolutely critical. And strategically, they've included shift planner and time clock software. It has to be integrated.
Why is the integration so important there?
Well, it's not just about tracking attendance. That scheduling data needs to flow right into the time off system and then, crucially, into payroll.
Ah, okay. So compliance around hours, breaks, overtime.
It gets managed automatically, real-time visibility. Standalone scheduling apps often just, well, they don't connect that deeply.
Got it. Okay, this feels like we're moving beyond just making processes efficient. Now we're into the softer side, the culture engine, as you called it.
Yeah, and the platform suggests culture and engagement are like equally important pillars, measurable ones, which is where it gets really interesting, maybe a bit more complex strategically.
There was a pretty bold claim in the sources about recognition, wasn't there?
There was. Recognition drives get this 12 times higher engagement.
12 times.
Yeah. Now, that's not just a feel-good number. It points to the power of having recognition integrated. Well, if employees can instantly recognize a colleague, maybe linked to a specific company value or a goal that's tracked in the system, that thank you becomes visible, meaningful. It boosts morale way more than just, an isolated email.
And this recognition and rewards platform, it also mentioned company challenges, personalized rewards.
Right. So it turns recognition from, an occasional thing managers remember to do into an active, ongoing part of how people experience work.
But engagement isn't just about giving out rewards, is it?
No, it's definitely a two-way street. You have to listen to. That's why including tools for polls and surveys is pretty essential.
For quick feedback.
Yeah, quick insights, real-time feedback. Lets managers pulse check teams quickly. Workload, okay. How's that new policy working out? Getting actual data instead of just guessing.
And to kind of anchor all that culture, there needs to be a digital place for it to live. The platform offers a content management system, a CMS, and an employee intranet.
Right. The company's digital home base, basically.
Where people find stuff, share info.
Exactly. But look at the integrated bits they mentioned.
Yeah.
Like the directory and the org chart.
Ah, okay. Not just static PDFs.
No. If they're linked to that master HRIS record, the org chart becomes this dynamic tool. You can see reporting lines, maybe use it for succession planning, helps people figure out who does what across different departments, makes collaboration easier.
Okay, let's drill into communication a bit more. Because especially now, with remote work, fragmented teams, that's like the lifeblood of culture, isn't it? Sending an email just isn't enough sometimes.
Couldn't agree more. So the communication platform they describe, it does company announcements, broadcasting info, but critically, it tracks acknowledgments.
Ah, proof of receipt.
Yeah, for important stuff, policy changes, compliance messages, knowing it was received and actually read. That's huge for managing risk.
What about those specialized channels the sources highlighted? That caught my eye.
Yeah, that was interesting. So there are tools for internal group messaging, kind of like Slack or Teams channels, but built in. But the real differentiator seemed to be the crisis communication tool.
How's that different?
Well, think about it. During a real crisis, standard email can just break down. People are overloaded, maybe systems are down. This tool sounds like it's designed specifically for communicating as it happens.
Faster.
More targeted.
Yeah. Targeting specific groups right away, maybe using multiple channels like SMS plus in-app alerts, just ensuring critical, high-stakes info gets through fast.
Oh, that makes sense.
And one more thing on communication, employee advocacy.
Using employees to boost the brand.
Sort of. If the culture engine is working, if people are engaged, the platform provides tools to help channel that positive feeling outward. Turn internal satisfaction into, a competitive edge for recruiting or PR.
Okay, but all of this, the culture stuff, the core HR, the talent, it all comes back to that philosophy we started with, right? Best of breed needs amazing integration.
Absolutely. That integration catalog isn't just a nice feature. It is the core advantage of this whole HR cloud model. If it can't talk smoothly to the other software a company already uses and likes, it just becomes another island, another silo.
Exactly. The whole promise falls apart.
So let's look at some of those really high-value integrations, the ones that tackle the biggest data headaches. Payroll has to be number one, right?
Oh, absolutely. Payroll demands perfect data. Any error there is a huge problem.
So how does the integration help? Like with ADP, a big player.
Well, it's designed to kill those data transfer nightmares. Log in with your ADP details, and importantly, import your existing workforce data with just one click. That's a big time saver initially.
Okay.
But maybe even more strategic, they mentioned a newer integration with QuickBooks.
Why is connecting to QuickBooks so significant?
Because it bridges HR admin with core accounting. Think about all that essential data from onboarding tax info, pay rate, bank details.
Right.
It flows directly into the accounting system. The accounting team doesn't have to manually key it in from forms or spreadsheets.
Which is where mistakes happen, especially for smaller companies.
Exactly. Major source of errors, compliance risks, especially for growth stage businesses.
That seamless flow. It's got to apply to hiring, too, to keep that best-of-breed spirit alive. If a company loves their specialized recruiting tool...
The HR cloud has to play nice. That's why integrations like the one with Greenhouse are key.
So what happens there?
Candidate gets marked hired in Greenhouse, their ATS, and boom, the platform automatically creates the employee profile in HR Cloud.
Again, saving data entry time.
Well, yes, but it's more than that. It guarantees the main HRIS gets clean, standard data right from the start. You avoid those upstream errors that bite payroll and benefits later on.
And you can pair that with compliance stuff right in the flow, background checks.
Yeah, exactly. The partnership with services like Checkr simplifies that. Build Checkr right into the onboarding process. It makes managing that third-party check easier, ensures it gets done automatically, and the record is stored centrally in the employee's file.
Okay. And linking back to developing people internally, that performance system we talked about, it probably needs to connect externally too.
Good point. The integration with platforms like Engagedly is a solid example. Engagedly is known for, pretty sophisticated goal tracking, 360 feedback.
Right.
By syncing those accounts, the HR Cloud can pull that performance data into the main employee record. That lets strategic HR teams potentially link performance trends directly to compensation decisions, or maybe to learning pathways tracked in another module. It connects the dots.
So pulling all this together, what we're seeing is a system designed to be flexible for big enterprises, growing companies, startups.
Yeah, and across different sectors, too. They mentioned healthcare, manufacturing, education, retail.
The goal seems universal, though.
Right. Get rid of paper, make the tech you already have work better together. It's meant to fit in with Office 365, Okta for logging in, Slack, Teams.
So it's really trying to solve that massive headache in HR tech, compatibility.
Exactly. Guaranteeing compatibility and offering a genuinely complete toolkit for managing the workforce, no matter what specific challenges that business faces.
This deep dive, it really highlights a pretty fundamental shift, I think, in how HR gets managed technologically.
How so?
Well, the focus isn't just buying 4 separate boxes anymore, one for core HR, one for talent, one for engagement, one for payroll, all isolated.
Right, the siloed approach.
Yeah. Instead, this HR cloud model, it represents this truly integrated ecosystem where clean, reliable data flows smoothly across that whole employee journey from the very first click on an application.
All the way to the final exit interview.
Yeah.
And that integrated data, that's the essential foundation for what's coming next in HR strategy.
Ah, the future stuff.
Yeah. The sources specifically pointed to HR Cloud, AI, smarter HR, faster results, and also sophisticated analytics and insights tools.
So not just basic reports.
No, this is about turning all that raw, connected HR data, performance scores, engagement levels, turnover patterns into actual strategic insights, actionable intelligence.
Okay, and that brings us perfectly to our final thought. Something for you, the listener, to consider. Given that the big goal of these platforms is automating and streamlining all the transactional stuff, compliance, data entry, using AI, using deep analytics, how does the role of the human HR professional need to shift?
That's the big question.
If managing forms and routine data gets automated away, how should you prepare to pivot? To focus purely on strategy, on building culture, and maybe most importantly, on actually using those powerful integrated insights to make smarter data-backed decisions, how do you leverage that intelligence?